memories are more vague. I couldn't even really tell you if that even happened. And bachelor number 3, I'm counting on you. What are girls for?
I read in the press notes that you had to fight for that opening scene, and it feels weird because that is such a powerful, hard to watch opening to this film, but so important. Um, but what did you ever get close to an alternative, or were you just very much determined that was going to be there?
No, it was. It's funny. Well, first of all, I'm so glad to hear that you feel that way because that's how I felt as well. And I I was kind of frankly like shocked with myself for being so firm. I think I said something along the lines of like, if it's really important to you guys that the movie like open in a nightclub and have a certain feeling, that's fine, but I don't know how to make that movie.
Mm.
So, and I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is like my first directing opportunity, and I'm being kind of ballsy.
Mm.
So there was a part of me that was like, who do I think I am saying this? But yeah, I love that opening scene. And I also feel like I have to say that of course, like when you really, really fight for something and then, at least you feel very, very happy with the result. You remember that really well and sort of mythologize it. And, the times that I fought for something and I was wrong, those memories are more vague. I couldn't even really tell you if that even happened.
Yeah, definitely. It strikes such a fine tonal balance between not sensationalizing what happened but not ignoring it, and also just the weird thing that the serial killer was on like primetime TV.
Yeah.
Did the fact that you were acting in it as well actually help you as a director to make sure the tone was right? Because you're literally there, you can see it, you can make sure it's working and guide everyone else.
Yeah, that's right. I, I will say, like, I think a lot of people were uh, kind of, I think they wanted me to be more worried about acting and directing. At the same time, like, which is understandable. It's a pretty tricky thing, but I guess I did just feel like, well, I've been acting my whole life. Like, I definitely feel like confident that I'll be able to pull this off. The directing part is a question mark, but the acting part I'm not worried about. And if anything, I really had that feeling of like, well, hey, at least the lead actress and the director are going to show up and be on the same page every day. Like honestly, you're exactly right that I think I would have been very nervous about having to explain to someone else how to act in these scenes because in my head it was so specific and I knew exactly how I wanted it.
Yeah.
So down to like really intense dramatic moments to like, when I'm in the casting office at the beginning and they call my name, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna pop my head back in this very like silly physical comedy way.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, if it was a different actress and I was having to sort of convince her to do that, I might have felt very silly and just been like, yeah, never mind. That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. That's weird.
Yeah, definitely. I found the car park sequence, that whole date sequence, is one of the scariest I've seen this year. Like genuinely tense. Even though you, in my head, I know it's fictionalized, but Cheryl, like you know what happens from the real story. Is that the scene you look back on that you're most proud of from this directorial debut, or is it just hard? Is it like picking between your favorite children?
I mean, that's exactly how it feels. Like, not to be dramatic, but it does feel like everything about this is like my baby, and so it would, be impossible to choose. But I loved the tiki bar scene. I love, a scene with two people and like feeling all the power shifts that can happen just in one conversation. But that was also day 2, and it was my
Wow.
first day acting on and directing at the same time. So and I'd like rewritten some of it the night before. So I
Mm.
wasn't even sure if it was gonna work until we were like 6 takes in.
Mm.
So it was a stressful day. I think my no, I know my favorite scene is the scene at the end in the desert when the and the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene when we were writing it and then when we were shooting it. And I think when we wrapped that scene, I like burst into tears because I think that scene is so unbelievable. And I think Danny and Autumn are so good in it. But I did really, really love the tiki bar scene. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I didn't love the parking lot scene as much because I was in a very short skirt and it was very cold.